Ike Turner, a musical legend with great contributions to rock and roll, but his life was associated with tragedy and mistakes. How did it all turn out? So did he regret what he did? Ike Turner's ending will surprise you. Let's explore the dramatic story of Ike Turner's life in the video below. Ike Turner's early days. Ike Turner, born November 5, 1931 in Clarksdale, Mississippi, was one of the most prominent figures in American music in the early years of the 20th century. Growing up in a poor family, Ike was exposed to music early through church singing and was influenced by blues and gospel music. At a very young age, he demonstrated an innate musical ability, playing the piano and guitar with distinction. However, Ike's passion for music did not stop at performing, but also extended to exploring and developing new recording techniques. In the mid-1950s, Ike joined the Kings of Rhythm and quickly became a mainstay of the group. His talent and creativity helped the Kings of Rhythm become one of the most prominent groups in Memphis. Ike pioneered the use of advanced recording techniques, which allowed the group to produce quality recordings. This also marked his development as a music producer, an area in which he would continue to thrive throughout his career. In 1951, Ike Turner recorded the hit Rocket 88 with the Kings of Rhythm, a work that is considered one of the first rock and roll songs in music history. Although the recording was not an immediate hit, Rocket 88 is widely recognized as one of the foundational songs of the rock and roll genre, a major turning point in Ike's career and the music industry of that period. As such, Ike Turner is considered one of the pioneers of rock and roll, despite being little known at the time. One of the most important milestones in Ike Turner's life was meeting Anna Mae Bullock, who would later become Tina Turner. In the late 1950s, when Tina was a young and unknown singer, Ike recognized her hidden musical talent when he heard her sing at a club in St. Louis. Tina was singing in a local band, and her strong, powerful voice immediately attracted Ike. Sensing the power and uniqueness of Tina's voice, Ike invited her to join the Kings of Rhythm, a decision that would change both of their lives. After Tina joined the group, Ike not only became her manager, but also helped shape her image and performance style. Ike knew how to build an impressive stage image for Tina, helping her become one of the most prominent female singers at that time. However, this collaboration was not only about music, but also marked a complicated personal relationship when Ike fell in love with Tina, and they later became a famous couple in the music industry. The Ike and Tina Turner Revue quickly became one of the most popular groups of the 1960s. The combination of Ike's musical talent and Tina's explosive, energetic performance style brought great success. One of their outstanding performances was at the clubs, where Tina often captivated the audience with the charm and power of each dance and song. With Ike as the music creator and Tina as the main face, the group made a strong mark on the American music scene. In the years that followed, Ike and Tina Turner Revue released a series of hit songs such as Proud Mary, River Deep, Mountain High, and many others, contributing to Tina Turner's international stardom. However, the relationship was not all glamour but also full of turmoil, as Ike controlled almost every aspect of Tina's career and personal life. Ike and Tina Turner's success. Ike and Tina Turner Revue was one of the groundbreaking and influential groups of the 1960s and 1970s, particularly noted for their energetic performance style and upbeat songs. When Ike Turner and Tina Turner teamed up, they created a perfect combination of Ike's musical talent and Tina's explosive performance power, marking the turning point of rock and roll and soul. The group's lively performances helped them make a strong impression on audiences, creating a new wave of music and making them one of the most beloved and celebrated groups of the time. One of Ike and Tina Turner Revue's most notable successes was the hit Proud Mary. Although the song was written by John Fogerty of Creedence Clearwater Revival, Ike and Tina Turner's version had an unmistakable signature. Their record is a wonderful blend of rock and soul, with Tina Turner taking the stage by storm, her energy captivating and inspiring. This cover by Ike and Tina Turner not only succeeded on the charts but also contributed to affirming Tina's performing power, making her an international star. The song River Deep, Mountain High is one of the iconic musical products in the career of Ike and Tina Turner. Produced by legendary producer Phil Spector, this is one of the most outstanding musical compositions of that period, with a multi-dimensional and rich sound. Although the song was not initially successful in the US market, with no high position on the charts, in the UK, it quickly became a big hit. This song is considered one of the peak recordings in Tina Turner's career. Ike and Tina Turner's version is considered one of the most outstanding works of soul music, and the music industry recognized the creativity in arrangement and production techniques. Ike Turner was not only a talented musician and performer, but he was also a talented producer. Ike created a musical style that was unique to the Ike and Tina Turner Revue, combining elements of blues, rock, and soul, creating a new and unique sound that few groups could imitate. He understood Tina Turner's ability and knew how to develop her image powerfully and attractively on stage. Ike was always creative in using advanced music production techniques of the time to ensure that each song of the group was different and impressive in its way. By combining vibrant melodies and touching stories in their lyrics, Ike and Tina Turner built a very unique musical style that touched the hearts of listeners. Their band was not only outstanding in terms of musical technique, but also in the combination of Tina Turner's energy and Ike Turner's talent, creating an attractive and unforgettable musical product. Despite achieving great success, Ike and Tina Turner Revue's career could not last forever in the rapidly changing landscape of the music industry in the 1970s. The music market began to change with the emergence of many new musical styles, such as disco, funk, and electronic music, which created great challenges for the band. Ike and Tina Turner faced changes in audience demands and increased competition from new artists. This gradually reduced the band's popularity. In addition, Ike and Tina also began to experience personal problems and relationship crises, which affect not only work but also team harmony. Toxic relationship with Tina Turner. Despite Ike and Tina Turner's musical success, their relationship was shrouded in darkness and violence. Behind the glitter of their performances and brilliant musical careers, Ike and Tina's relationship was a constant struggle. Ike Turner was not only an abusive husband, but also an extremely controlling manager who interfered in every aspect of Tina's life and career, putting her in a state of extreme stress and pain. Ike frequently used physical and mental violence against Tina. The physical attacks not only caused Tina physical pain, but also severely affected her mental health. In her famous autobiography, Tina Turner opened up and shared details of her miserable years at the hands of Ike. She described the brutal beatings Ike inflicted on her, including one time when Ike beat her so severely that she could not walk. She also described how Ike used drugs and alcohol, which weakened his ability to control his behavior, causing him to become more violent. In addition to the abuse, Ike controlled Tina's every move, from her music career to her personal life decisions. Tina could not make any move without Ike's consent or intervention. Ike controlled her not only financially, but also socially, making Tina completely dependent on him in every aspect of her life. She was trapped in a relationship filled with stress and fear, where she could find no freedom or protection. This toxic relationship not only affected Tina's life, but also negatively impacted their careers. While Ike tried to maintain his image as a pop star, the tension between them began to show in their performances and relationships with the band members. Both Ike and Tina felt the pressure, and this was evident in the performances of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue. Their performances, which were known for their energy and vitality, gradually became tired and lacked fire, which diminished the group's appeal. However, Tina did not endure forever. After years of abuse and deep emotional trauma, in 1976, Tina decided to leave Ike in a risky escape. She faced great hardships, taking nothing more than what she could carry, and determined not to look back at Ike again. The decision was not an easy one, but for Tina, it was an escape from a life of suffering and a major turning point in her journey to self-discovery. Tina started from scratch, but she did not let her past discourage her. Although her toxic relationship with Ike destroyed years of her life, these challenges became the driving force that helped Tina grow stronger. She rose from her suffering to become a global music icon, proving that she was not just a victim of violence, but a strong fighter who could overcome great challenges. Hits like What's Love Got to Do with It and Private Dancer not only affirmed Tina's musical talent, but also her inner strength and resilience. She became a model of resilience and female empowerment, overcoming difficulties to find herself again. While Tina continued to shine on the international stage, Ike Turner faced challenges in his career and personal life. After his divorce from Tina, Ike faced serious legal issues, including allegations of domestic violence and financial troubles. Ike's career gradually declined as he failed to maintain his previous popularity and appeal. His past mistakes, including his abusive behavior toward Tina, led to Ike falling out of the public eye and losing his place in the music industry. This decline became even more evident as Ike failed to recover his once stellar career and reputation. Ike Turner's decline and addiction. After his divorce from Tina Turner in 1978, Ike Turner entered a difficult period in both his career and his personal life. The success that Ike and the Ike and Tina Turner Revue had achieved in the 1960s and early 1970s had begun to fade. Ike no longer had the same appeal and influence as before, partly due to changing musical trends and the decline of the genre in which he had been prominent. These changes made it difficult for Ike to maintain a solo career. After leaving Tina, Ike was unable to recreate his previous success. His musical career gradually declined, losing the appeal that he had enjoyed during the peak of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue. Ike experimented with several new musical projects, but these were not well received by the public. At the same time, Ike faced serious financial problems. He was heavily in debt and embroiled in legal battles involving lawsuits, some of which involved his assets and contractual agreements with former artists. Although Ike tried to maintain his image in the music industry, his career could not recover. One of the major factors that contributed to this decline was Ike's deepening addiction. Ike began to develop serious addictions, especially alcohol and drugs, which not only exacerbated his problems but also severely affected his music career. Addiction made it impossible for Ike to focus on his work and release quality music. Ike's lack of stability in his life and work was reflected in the final years of his career. Ike's addiction also led to several arrests. He was arrested for numerous offenses, including drunk driving and violent altercations. These arrests further damaged his public and industry image. Ike not only faced difficulties in his career, but was also constantly involved in lawsuits, especially those related to unpaid debts and shady music deals. Ike's misconduct made him a controversial figure in the music industry. In addition to his addiction issues and legal battles, Ike also faced complicated personal relationships, largely due to the emotional wounds he had caused in the past, especially with Tina. Ike was unable to maintain healthy relationships in his life, which only added to his feelings of loneliness and failure. Ike's decline, both professionally and personally, was partly the result of poor decisions and violent actions he took throughout his life. Ike's poor financial situation, addiction, and continuing legal problems sent him into a vicious cycle that was difficult to escape. Attempts to return to the music industry or to restore his image were unsuccessful. Ike Turner became a model for the fall of a music star who was driven by bad habits and had no control over his life. The tragic end and death of Ike Turner. Towards the end of his life, Ike Turner went through a long process of coming to terms with his past mistakes and seeking to make amends. After years of living in the shadow of legal battles, addictions, and failed relationships, Ike began to realize the negative impact he had had, especially on Tina Turner. In his later years, Ike tried to improve his relationship with Tina, but despite his attempts to mend and apologize, the hurt was too deep and the wounds of the past could not be easily healed. Although Tina acknowledged that Ike had made efforts to change, she also shared that healing her relationship with him was impossible. The abuse and pain she had endured during her years with Ike were too great to forgive easily. Their relationship, despite the passage of time, never fully recovered. However, in later conversations, Ike expressed remorse for his actions, and he admitted that hurting Tina was one of the biggest mistakes of his life. As for Tina, although she forgave Ike in her way and had limited interactions in the final years of Ike's life, their relationship was never the same. Tina moved on with her life, devoted to music and becoming a global icon, while Ike had to live with the bad legacy he left behind. Ike Turner died on December 12, 2007, at the age of 76, of a heart attack. His death not only closed a chapter in music history, but also sparked mixed reactions from the public, as many saw him as a talented musician and an icon in the music industry, but the negative aspects of his life could not be denied. After Ike Turner's death, many in the music industry, especially those who worked with him or were influenced by his music, expressed their grief at the loss of a rock and roll legend. Ike is remembered as one of the pioneers in the formation and development of the rock and roll and soul genres, and as a major creative influence in the early years of Tina Turner's career. However, Ike Turner's death was not without controversy and criticism from those who remember him for his negative actions in his personal life, especially his violent relationship with Tina Turner. Many believe that his abusive actions towards Tina overshadowed his musical achievements and were unforgettable. Because of the scandals in his personal life, Ike has been considered a controversial figure who contributed greatly to music but also left a mark on his past. Although Ike Turner's musical career reached its peak, his struggles, addictions, and violent behavior have never been fully accepted by the public, and his death continues to fuel debate about his career and character. In Ike Turner's legacy, although his musical talent cannot be denied, the violent actions in his private life have overshadowed the achievements he made in his career. Ike Turner, despite his tragic and troubled life, is still recognized as one of the most influential figures in the music industry of the 20th century. He was one of the pioneers in the development of rock and roll and soul music, and his contributions to modern music are still widely recognized. Ike Turner's legacy and influence. Ike Turner was a man of extraordinary talent in composing, producing, and playing music. His musical career was not only limited to his role as a musician, but also as an influential producer. In the 1950s, Ike helped take rock and roll to new heights with his famous recordings such as Rocket 88, one of the songs considered the first rock and roll song. Not only that, Ike Turner also excelled in combining blues and jazz music, creating unique musical products. He was also the creator of the musical style that many people call the Tina Turner sound, when working with Tina Turner, whom he discovered and helped develop her career. Ike not only guided Tina's career, but also helped her form her performance style, with signature songs such as Proud Mary, River Deep, Mountain High, and Nut Bush City Limits becoming legendary. These songs not only established the position of Ike and Tina Turner Revue, but also became important milestones in Tina Turner's career later when she separated to pursue a solo career. In addition, Ike Turner is also considered one of the first people to use modern music production techniques. He was one of the first artists to create the distinctive sounds of rock and soul, and his influence can be found in many later genres of music, from funk to R&B. Although Ike Turner is an undeniably influential figure in music, his career and legacy have always been a subject of controversy. Ike's musical career was synonymous with great success in the music industry, but his tumultuous personal life has prevented many from fully honoring him without considering the violent acts he committed against Tina Turner. It was the abuse and violence in his relationship with Tina that tarnished Ike's public image. Despite this, many in the music industry still see Ike Turner as a pioneer, a rare talent who contributed to many breakthroughs in music. After the scandal surrounding his personal life became public, Ike began a process of recovery, trying to change himself and make amends for his past mistakes. In his later years, he tried to explain his problems and make amends with those he had hurt, but many people still could not forgive him for his past misdeeds. Towards the end of his life, Ike realized that the heights of his musical career would always be overshadowed by his mistakes. However, he could not deny the great contributions he made to music. He remained one of the first to make rock and roll a global phenomenon and was also one of the most influential innovators in other musical genres such as R&B, funk, and soul. Although Ike's tragic end and personal scandals have cost him the love and respect of many, there is no denying that he was one of the most important musicians of the 20th century with a profound musical legacy. Many artists and music producers have been deeply influenced by Ike's methods of music production and his creative approach, and his work remains an integral part of the foundation for the modern music genres we know today. Over the years, Ike Turner has been re-examined, especially as later generations have come to realize the importance of his contributions to music. While the dark aspects of his life cannot be erased, his musical legacy will continue to live on in the hearts of music lovers and researchers. What do you think of Ike Turner's musical legacy? Are his contributions to the music industry enough to make people forget the controversies in his personal life? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you, and see you in the next video.